Hello everybody, welcome. Today we're going to be creating another awesome Wix website, and we're going to be focusing on e-commerce from now and in the future videos. So don't miss these videos, so do subscribe and drop a comment, let me know what you think, because in these videos we're really going to show you how to excel your e-commerce store and different tips and tricks that Wix can offer to you to help you be successful in doing that. Alright, so once we come to our Wix account, we have our sites or my sites. You're going to create a new site in the upper right hand corner. Of course, it's going to ask you those two important questions once it asks us our website what it should be. Those important questions are going to be the ADI or the template. So Wix has an ADI that will allow them to create a website for you once you answer a couple of questions, or you have a template that has thousands of different options and designs for you. So since we're doing an e-commerce store website, we're going to be doing other. And the reason why I'm telling you to do other is because once you go to other, you're going to have the whole list of everything there. So that way we can kind of look. So I'm thinking today we're going to do something in fashion and clothing. So this way we can kind of look over the templates together. Alright, so there's the ADI or the template choice, of course, template. And we're going to allow this to load. Alright, and here we go. See, we have businesses and services. We have restaurants and food. We have makeup, cosmetics, and hair. And you can see these here. Now, when you come to store, and since that's what we're doing, this is where you're going to see them. Right? I'm going to do fashion and clothing for this website. And so let's take a look at the templates together and find one that's rather, well, let's say intriguing. Alright, and when you click view, it's going to let you look at them as a preview. And you can click the full demo, and what the full demo is going to do is going to open up the entire page, and it's going to show you as it looks as if you went and visited the website. Alright, that's pretty cool. If you decide to edit, of course, click the edit button on the right, and you're like, okay, well, I can change this for me. Alright, and we'll come down, let's see, clothing store, t-shirt, just a clothing store here. Alright, so we're going to be adding a store to a site, and it looks like it already has, but we will delete and re-add a new store either way, just so you can see what it looks like to add from even for if you didn't decide to use one of these templates for fashion and clothing. Let's just say you went to, I don't know, just a blank template just by itself. That way you will be able to do this. So I will show you either way, but first let's find one that looks pretty interesting. Sportswear store, accessory store, a clothing store. This is pretty plain Jane. Let's look at it. Sustainable, that's cool. See, it's pretty plain Jane, so we're going to change some stuff with this too. Perfect. Alright, let's edit this site. And 1, 2, 3 in the shake of a lamb's tail, about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes it takes to load. And once we do, we can get to business. Alright. Okay, now our page is fully loaded. So let's take a look at what we have. Alright, here we have the header, and you can see we can move this down. We can stretch the header if we would like. I'm going to stretch it because I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And when you look at this toolbox and you look down, anytime you change this or do this, you can do this on all pages. You just click and it will show on all pages. So that's all you have to do here, right? Alright, so I'm going to move this out of my way. I'm going now to the left-hand side, and I'm going to go to pages. Because here we have the store, and I'm going to delete them. I'm going to delete that exactly because we're going to be doing this anyways, and I want to show you how to do it, right? So once you add your store here, it's actually going to be in the menu, and this is what we're going to change today as well to make it a little bit more visible. Alright, so go into shippings and return, of course, fantastic. That we're going to add that in the future too, and showing you how to do that. Store policy, contract, okay, here we go. Now we're going to exit out. Alright, now the header. Let's talk about the header. I'm going to change this text. I'm going to leave the text the same. Free delivery over 75. You can do this the same. Of course, if you're really working on your e-commerce store, you want to kind of give some kind of catchy information as soon as the page pops up. Like, oh, okay, that's cool. Free returns or free delivery over 75. That's great. Okay, cool. I like this store already. Perfect. So we're going to change it just to taste. You know, by now I already love italics and bold, but that's not so much of our worry here as the text font size. So I'm going to stretch it over. I'm going to stretch it this way as well. And I'm going to make it symmetrical. When you see these lines, it's going to correlate to the page. There we go. All right, there we go. And now I'm going to move my header just a little bit smaller. All right. And now I don't like the color for the header, so I'm going to double click, change the strip background, change the color, and I'm going to make it something, let's say, silverish kind of color, maybe this color. All right, it was just a little too much. Now this is the name of the store. You can do this anywhere. All you have to do is when you want to move it, just click, it'll highlight the text box, and just click it again and hold. And you can drag and drop and put it anywhere you want. So, of course, it's your choice. I just move it out of here. I don't like them being in the far corner, especially if I'm trying to get somebody's attention for my site. Just not what I like. So it's however you want, right? So whatever your preference is, you may have. Now, my store, when you create a store, it's going to have the store there. So when you create that store, it's going to be there, and it's going to show this, and it's going to be a fast tab for you. So it's really cool. Now, one of the biggest things that I can tell you is that the app marketplace and the ad button is going to be your biggest component. It's going to be your best tools. So anytime you're like, oh, well, what do I do now? This is exactly where you're going to find absolutely everything. Everything. Even when on this side, these big buttons here, if you go to add, there's a lot of different choices of different things to do, where you're going to change the galleries, everything. But these big buttons here are really going to make the big differences in your site, the fastest and the easiest. So for example, if I want to change the color theme of the text and the future pages, I can choose it right here. Alright, so I can change the colors, and this is going to change like the strips, it's going to change the text color, this is the theme as well. Now this is the text theme, this is going to be the same for you as well. So that's how it's going to change without you having to go and click and change color all by yourself. So it's a big thing to remember. Alright, so let's go ahead and get added. Now we have my store, but we're going to go to add here. You can find store as well when you come to embed. But when you come to this, you can find some of this here, like store. You can add store right here, and you're going to have other products. But another way to find store is also through the apps. We're going to let this load. And when you scroll down, you're going to find this. And this is where you find a lot of things. Now, you're going to click store. It says it's already installed, right? So once this comes up, you just click install, and it's going to open up. But here, we're going to open it now. It's still here. All right. And let's look at the pages, because we deleted it, right? All right. So leaving out, now we have our store. Now this is the button here for the store. All right. And when it comes here, you can manage the products. So women's collections, of course, this is another strip that you can change the background color for, the women's collections, whichever. So this is all this is. So each time you click on each one of these, it's taking you to a specific part of the store, right? So we have that ready to go. All right, now coming again, let's manage the collection, or we can manage the products or the settings. Before we go to the products, I want to go to settings. The reason being because the products is pretty fast, pretty easy. But I want to show you the layout to this as you're presenting your store, right? Presentation is everything. It doesn't matter if you're in a restaurant, even if you're a business person, if you're a freelancer, presentation is key. All right. So the collection. Let's talk about this. This is a gallery that's displaying your collection. You can have all of your products, men, women, or new, just a new collection. So each time you click, if I choose men, for example, it's going to give a tab here, which is already there, right here in the menu. If I choose women, it's going to give a women tab. If I put all, it could be all products, right? If I put new and change the name to, I don't know, let's say accessories, it will exactly put a new menu right here in menus. All right, and we're going to make this a little bit different too, but once I go over the design features for your shop. All right, so that's the layout, or that's the collection. Going to the layout, this is actually products display style. So you have just like the picture, as you can see, with like the name of it and then the price. All right, we have just the picture. Bad idea for a store, I think. I always hate seeing something like, oh man, what's the price? I've always hated that. But I know maybe for some people it's like, okay, fine, cool, right? You also have this style, as you can see on the right. And they're pretty much the same. It's just how they're presented. So I'm going to change this here. All right, now how's the image resized? We can crop it or we can fit it. So we can make it fit or we can crop. Right, I'm going to scroll down just a taste. All right. The image. Now this is the proportions. You can have 1 by 1. You can have the 16 by 9. You have your choice of changing how the pictures are actually showing up on your page. Right? 4 by 3. All right, so the ratios. I'm going to stay at 1 and 1. I think it's always really good at 1 and 1. Even when I'm doing a gallery by itself without the store, 1 and 1 always works pretty the best for me. All right, now products text alignment, the same from left to right, from dead center, or from right to left. So you can see in the text, and I'm going to scroll down just a taste here. Do you see how it's right here on the how it's coming to the far right? And then we're going to change it, and it's going to be coming to the far left. All right. This is how you're going to change that. I'm going to leave it dead in center. It's just my preference. All right, the product grid. Columns. Now you can choose how many columns you want. Now this is important because if I choose 4 columns, for example, and I come up and I leave it to fit, it will actually resize it to fit on the page, right? So this is why this is important. If I have 10 items, and they're not all going to exactly fit right here, are they? So this choice is important. So you can kind of so you already have that in mind, how many do you want? And then when you come in, you'll see it, right? It's columns, rows, 5, right? We can change how many rows we have based on whichever, right? So if you don't have something, it'll just be blank. If you don't have that many products, but if you do, it's fine too. Spacing. Now, this is the spacing in between. You see this big space in between? This is what's going to change. This spacing in between. Product info padding. The info padding is just what exactly, and you're going to see right here. Do you see how that changed? So we're going to make that pretty low. All right. Okay, now that's the layout. Coming to settings, you can show these options here. Now, what's happening on hover? So you can change the image, you could zoom in on it, or you have a border. So it's just going to create an outline of that photo. Like, for example, if I choose zoom, I like to choose zoom. So if I hover on it, over the picture, it's just going to zoom in on it. If I do border, it's just going to create a border around it. See, it's just going to highlight. Or I can change the picture if I have more than one picture. So whichever. I'm going to choose zoom for this action on hover. And what's displayed? So what do we want to see? We want to see product name, product price, name and price divider. And that name and price divider is this little line right here. So if we don't want that, just unselect and it goes away. If we do want it and it's not there, select it and it comes up. That's it. Product name, product price, of course, great idea for this. View more products with load more button, pagination, infinite scroll, the same. I'm going to leave this the same as well. So add to cart button, we can show the button. And then we'll create a button, say, hey, add to my cart. Right, see, here we go. All right, on hover only. So we can actually make this so where it only comes up when you're hovering over it. Right, so when the button is clicked, open mini cart, go to cart page, or stay on shop page, or show quantity. So you can select these, what happens when you click. I'm going to put open mini cart. I'm going to leave it the same. Now, product options, you can show product options as well. All right. Now that's that. Now this is what we have. See, this one comes in green and black. You can see now it has an option. Coming to the text, button text, add to cart. Right, so you can choose, hey, you can make something pretty catchy. Pick me, right? Pick me. This is the text for the button text. Out of stock message. You can make something catchy here too, or leave it the same. So it's your choice. It's just a template. We don't have it. All right. The button text, load more. Get some more. Right? So whichever. All right, that's the text. Now coming to the design. The background and opacity color. You can change this. You can change. I'm just going to change these colors so you'll see them. All right. The filters and sorting opacity color. You can say what it's a little bit darker. We'll leave that one there. Fillers, sorting text, font, and color. So black. So and sorting text. We'll leave that the same. And with the load more button, you can design the style to that button. Background, opacity color. For the load more, it's kind of like here with sale. Do you see this? The same kind of thing here. We can choose this and border width and color. I'll choose black, and I'm going to choose a bigger border for that. And this is just the button and the button width, and I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. And you're going to see all of that when we preview it. All right, now coming to filter, show filters. Add filters to your gallery to help customers find products they're looking for. You can click this, and this will help them find what they're looking for. Alrighty, sorting options. Let your customers sort products through your store by price, name, and collection and more. Great idea. It's perfect. I'm going to add. So your customers can sort by, and you can select what they can sort by. Newest, price low to high, price high to low, A to Z, or Z to A. This is how they can find what they're looking for. Let's see. Back to design, and that's general. Just want to make sure that we got everything. Add the cart button, name, price divider. No, we didn't finish. All right, yes. So here we go. Just double checking. All right. Yes, add the cart button. We already did. Product options and quantity. This is where we won't go. This is going to be everything for your colors and your borders, option size, right? That's what this is going to be. Now, the name and price divider are the same. You can change colors for it as well. Let's change this to red, for example, just so you can see how that works. Divider length, we can make it a little bit longer. Divider width, we can make this a little thicker too. And you can see it's longer and it's thicker. Make it max. See, you see that? Now we made it thick. All right, that's the design. That's pretty much everything here. So I'll think of it, the design as the color, the text, and the border lines and this information. That's pretty much everything for you here with the design. Now going back to filters. Now we change the filters to collection. There's one collection, so you can hide it or you can edit it here. When we go to edit, now this is, let's see, filter name, collection. Now this collection below also contains products that appear in women selection. So we can do it this way or not, right? The collection fruit can also be filtered by the collections apples or bananas. Do you understand? So this is how we can actually go to edit the collection filter. Now the price editor. Now price, how much is it, right? So let customers filter and browse your products by price. Right? Do you get the idea of what this is changing? So it's exactly changing price or color or collection, right? So this is what this is telling you. The filters. The product options. Let's choose the product options. You can hide this as well, and it's like this, right? All right. Now coming to sorting. Sorting title, the sort by, right? So you can change that too to something catchy. And this is what we were talking about just a moment ago. The quick view. This is a design for the quick view. So quick view is that minimized view of your products. To check it out, and you can actually do the preview on your site, hover over a product and click quick view, and it's just going to make a mini page. All right. and you can change that design of the border, the background color of that as well. The product name, text here, the price here. Let's see, we can change this. I'm gonna change it to red. All right. We can do the SKU code, right? The text for the SKU, black, quantity and options, right? So the color, when it gives you that option there, you can make something, and you can actually do view more details as well. All right. Let's see. Right. So we needed to reload our page. Now coming back to settings. Right. That's the quick view, giving you the idea of what the quick view is, changing it. The manage. Now we can manage the store, and we're going to do that a little bit in the next video, actually. So we're going to manage the store. I'm going to show you how to do that, add the products, and actually work with changing the pictures, the text as well, and get it up and going as well. So don't miss that. So this is manage, and we're going to manage the collections as well. So that's why I want you right now to subscribe, drop a comment, and come back for us when we're actually managing the store, and we're going to manage the collections, and I'm going to show you how to add and update products as well. And we're going to do some cool things too, and we're going to change the menus as well for the same site. Alright guys, see you again soon, and don't miss another video. Alright, bye-bye.